What is going on, comic fam? It's your boy, the Bearded Comic Bro, and we are hitting the end of 2020, and so it is time for me to share my top 10 favorite comic book series of the year. So if you're interested to know what makes my list, do I go more DC? Do I lean more indie books? Do I have more Marvel books in the list? They all make the list, but there's only one category that dominates this list. What's it gonna be? Stay tuned and find out what are my top series of 2020. So hey, let's talk comics.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus.
All right, gang, so here we go. I'm going to give you my top 10 favorite comic series of 2020, but I'm going to break it down into two separate videos. We're going to go 10 through 6, and then next week I'll be dropping my 5 through 1 as we close out 2020. I want to make them in two parts. That way it's shorter for y'all. You don't have to just watch a 20-minute video. You can watch a 10-minute video or whatever this ends up being. I like to try and keep it shorter for y'all. So with that being said, let's jump into the top 10 list. But you can't have a top 10 list without throwing out at least one honorable mention that almost cracked my top 10 list of the year. So let's see what that book is. So the honorable mention on my list is from Image Comics, and it is That Texas Blood. That's by Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips. And this is just a really fun series. So far, there are 5 issues out. I know we're going to get more in this world real soon, and I'm looking forward to seeing where Chris and Jacob take this story. But issue 1 came out the gates, guns a-blazing. I mean, a lot of people were talking about this book right off the bat. I think a lot of us thought it was going to go one direction, and they flipped the script a little bit. And some people didn't like it, but I really liked where they took the story, and I can't wait to see more. And you know, and I know, I am hoping we see another appearance of that casserole dish real soon. So that's my honorable mention. We got That Texas Blood. So let's look at the top 10 list now. So number 10, we have from Ahoy Comics, Billionaire Island. And that is by Mark Russell, who is the brains behind the Flintstone series, Second Coming. So many great series that he's behind and that just are laugh out loud funny for me. I love his style. I know what you're going to get with a Mark Russell book, and I'm there for it. Steve Bug does the art. I think that's how you pronounce your name. If I butcher it, I apologize. My bad, but thanks for watching. Just a really cool concept, this idea of the billionaires who created an island to preserve themselves and basically watch the world decay outside of it, and then the people that are trying to go to this island to sabotage it and bring down these billionaires. It's a really kind of retrospective look at our world and what goes on, and just kind of very satirical, hilarious story that I really dug in 2020. So number 10 on the list, Billionaire Island. Number 9 on the list from DC Comics, we got Batman The Adventures Continue, written by Alan Burnett, Paul Dini, art done by Ty Templeton. If you follow my channel, you know I am a huge Batman fan. Batman the Animated Series was what got me into my love for Batman. And so when this creative team was announced that they were continuing the stories of Batman Adventures, let's go. You know I had to be there for it. I think we're like 8, maybe 9 issues in so far, and they just did a really cool storyline with Deathstroke and the Red Hood and all the dynamics. And they took a really interesting story of Red Hood, bringing him into the Batman Adventures series and the universe. Just as tons of fun. If you enjoyed the series, the television series as a kid, if you enjoyed the Batman the Adventures comic books that came out alongside the series, this book just continues along with that, hence the name. continues. And it's a ton of fun. It's nostalgic for me. It brings me back to what I loved about everything. Deanie and Templeton are a fantastic pair here. And I think for whatever reason, this, probably because we get a lot of Batman overload with books, I feel like most people were sleeping on Batman Adventures Continues. And it was by far my favorite Batman book of 2020. So if for some reason you're a fan of Batman and you haven't checked out Batman Adventures, or you're kind of fatigued on Batman, this might be a fun one to pick up if you were kind of like, I don't want to get into it because there's 20 Batman books to read. This is definitely one to check out for sure. So that's coming in at my list at number 9. Number 8 on the list from Aftershock Comics, Join the Future, written by Zach Kaplan, art done by Piotr Kowalski, and I know I butchered your name and I apologize, I'm so sorry. 5 issues into Join the Future. Again, you've watched my channel, you know I've interviewed Zach, I've hyped this book up all the time, I love it. I am a big fan of what Zach does. If I see his name attached to a book, I'm checking it out for sure. Really cool dystopian world of, big city civilization, trying to help people out, but also trying to help themselves out. And then small town, like, do we change our values and our ideals? So you've got this Western mixed with this kind of this modern age, glorious city. And like there's two just composing. It's a sci-fi Western, which is fantastic. And it's awesome. Clementine, who is the protagonist in the story, as a teen, you get to see what she's going through and the struggles and drama that she has to deal with of trying to find out who she is in this world that Zach has created. Really cool series. The trade is coming out in January, so if you missed this series, check out this series by all means. I think you'll enjoy it a lot. So at number 8 on the list, Join the Future. In at number 7 from Vault Comics, we got Finger Guns. This is written by Justin Richards, and the art's done by Val Halverson, and it is a wonderful book. This book is something that the series is something that reminds me of what comics can be. I love superheroes. You guys know I've talked about superheroes already. I'm going to talk about superheroes more on this list and things like this. But what I love about this is a unique story to a comic book, and the idea of our two teens who can control people's emotions by using finger guns. Like, it sounds absurd, but it's such a fun ride. There's humor, but that deals with a lot of emotional baggage too. Both the teens are coming from completely different, but really just broken home lives. And looking at that and looking at how those emotions affect them. And this idea that with their finger guns, they can control emotions, but it doesn't necessarily help them in ways that they would hope. This is just a really unique take on exploring different issues that I think teens go through, but even us as adults and young adults and people that are just going through a great way to talk about emotions and what's going on in your life. And I think this is something that if for some reason you haven't checked it out, go pick up the trade. It's out now. You're definitely going to enjoy Finger Guns. And so that is in at number 7 on the list. Number 6 on my list from Marvel, we have Daredevil, done by none other than Chip Zdarsky. And this is a fantastic look at Daredevil. Daredevil is going through these feelings of situations of we're dealing with. He accidentally killed someone in the line of his work as a vigilante, and just what those repercussions are, and trying to defend the city and taking on the Kingpin and dealing with, this idea of, should I turn myself in for this crime that I committed, and what does that look like, and going to jail and things like this. This is one of the first series that I've gotten into of Daredevil since the Mark Waid run, which was fantastic. And I picked this up starting this summer. I know it was out last year and years, but we're 25 issues in. It's a monthly issue. or bi-monthly. I don't even remember. All I know is it's a lot of fun, and it is one of my favorite books that Marvel is putting out right now. Daredevil is one that you don't want to be missing. If you're not reading this for whatever reason, you probably missed out on issue 25. But check out this series by Chip Zdarsky. I think you're going to love it a lot. And hey, that is my first half of my list, 11 through 6. What did you guys think of those first 6 books series that I talked about? Did you like them? Do you like them? Have you read them? Are you yay or nay on them? And make sure you tune in for next week's episode as I drop my top 5 favorite comic series of 2020. What's it gonna be? Tune in and find out. And as always, hopefully you can find some time to curl up, grab a book, and nerd out. Peace.